Good morning. It's cold, really cold. I'm just out here lighting some of this wood on fire. Hopefully that'll go. I might have to work on that a little bit, but this is why I love it back here. Look at this. It's beautiful. My nice little setting in the woods. Soon it'll be done. I think we're supposed to get another 6 to 10 inches of snow today. We probably got at least 6 last night. So I gotta get this baby going. I got wood to burn because we got a bunch more to cut up here. Come on, you can do it. I'll get her going. Holy smokes, it is freezing this morning. It's been a while since I've felt this cold of air. Coming over here to work, but look at -3. That's Fahrenheit, so it's like -20 Celsius. Stinking cold out. Glad I'm working indoors where it's warm. So I did not run the humidifier or the dehumidifier last night, and we actually have ice on the windows. Not only condensation, but ice. It is so cold. So we got bathroom vanities. So we got a 36-inch one for the small bathroom. And then we got a 48-inch one for the big bathroom. So what do you think? Wait, that doesn't look right. It's this side. This is the front. Yes, very country-ish. So we got those. We got the faucets. It's kind of a mess in here. Justin, my right-hand man lately, has been sawing down all these boards here so that they have a straight edge on both sides using the Craig jig there. We had to do the first side with the Bora rip strip, and then the second side we did with the jig, but all those boards there have been sawed down both sides. So we only have a few more to go here, but these are the boards that Mrs. Z was sanding last week. It's all rough sawn, which I love. It's gonna look really cool stained. So we just gotta finish ripping down one edge on those. And then I have all those boards there that are pretty straight, actually. Those are ones that have been drying all summer. The same boards that I built the island out of. So we are coming together. So yesterday I started doing the taping, the drywall taping in the big bathroom, and I discovered pretty quickly that the standard paper tape that all the professionals use, I suck at that. Like, I know there's a learning curve, but I felt like I was not gonna get it. So I decided to forego the paper tape, and I went and bought some mesh tape, which you can actually stick on the drywall first and then put your mud over top of. And I gotta tell you, that was 1,000% easier for amateur drywaller Matt Z. So I went with the mesh tape. The only thing is you have to use a fast setting mud to mud over top of the mesh tape. So I don't mind using a fast setting mud. It's the Durabond, it's the same stuff that I've been pre-filling with. I don't mind using that at all. I've mixed so many pails of Bondo in my day that it seems just as easy as that. So I've been doing that, and I feel like that's going really well. And I'm kind of putting the mesh tape on. I'm sanding it first because I had to pre-fill everything. So I'm running everything through my 80 grit sanding pad, which is dusty and messy, but I'm making it happen. I'm wearing a mask, and I have my big shop vac going the whole time, so it's sucking in all of the dust, except I got to keep replacing that filter or cleaning it out because it gets messy fast. So I've been focusing all my efforts on the drywall in both bathrooms because I want to get these vanities in place, and we have my buddy Rob scheduled for February 7 to install the toilets and the sinks and all the plumber stuff. And so that's my main focus, is to get these bathrooms done first so I can make sure I'm ready for him. So I want to have all the trim in place. I want to have them painted. I'm going to have all the texture on the ceiling and the walls and all the paint done and the trim done and stuff, all the stuff. So then I can focus on, once I know those are done and ready for the plumbers, I can focus on everything else. But I gotta tell you, the mesh tape, I feel like is going really well. Like, I feel like that's right in my wheelhouse. I can handle that. The paper stuff, I was struggling with that. I know everything's gotta be just right for that paper stuff, but I was getting blisters, and not on my hands, but blisters behind the tape, which that's no good. So I switched to mesh, and I'm glad that I did. So any mesh haters, don't comment. I don't even want to read them. I don't want that kind of negativity in my life. So if you're all for mesh, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you're for paper and you think I'm an idiot, don't give me a thumbs down. That'll make me self-conscious. So anyways, I'm cranking. Justin's been here every day faithfully, just working his butt off for me, and I'm super appreciative. And we're gonna get this house done, by golly. We are. I feel like we're in the final stages, but man, it's a lot of work, way more work than I thought. You know, it's funny, I was telling Mrs. Z last night, I watched these like tiny house shows and where people like build like a 500 square foot tiny house, and it takes them like a year or 2 years. And every time I watch it, I'm like, what in the world takes you 2 years to build a 500 square foot tiny house? Now I'm finding out. Granted, my house is 1,200 square feet, but I get it now. I get it. There's so many steps, so many things that I don't think about, or so many things that I think will be easy and they're not. So many things that I think I will be good at and I suck at. Man, it's a lot of work, but we're gonna get there. We are going to get there soon. On another note, look at this. What the heck is that super bright light? You may not recognize it, but this is the sun. Not often in Michigan do we get the sun. It is beautiful out here. I'm not honestly a big fan of the snow. Look, we got a fire going. I'm not a huge fan of the snow, really not. But this is beautiful. It's so quiet, listen. Okay, except for that airplane. I hear some birds chirping. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice out here. So, I'm going hunting tomorrow morning. Pheasant hunting. My son-in-law and my daughter invited me to go pheasant hunting with them. I've never done that, but it sounds fun. So I'm gonna go. I don't think I'll kill anything. Honestly, it would be a miracle. I'm not a great shot. I love skeet shooting, but I'm not super good at it. I maybe hit every other one. So it would be a miracle if I actually didn't choke and shot a pheasant. But honestly, I could care less if I shoot one or not. Just hanging out with my daughter and son-in-law and walking on a beautiful day and seeing pheasants. That'd be pretty cool all in itself. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and my mom and dad are coming up. I haven't seen them in a while, and I think anyways. And then I don't know that I'm gonna work on the house tomorrow. Look at my hair. It is crusty. It's full of drywall dust. It looks like it's white. and I went into Lowe's and Menards today. Oh, my hand keeps getting in the way. And everybody looked at me like I was a grungy builder. So that's it for now. I'll catch y'all later. All right, we just got done hunting pheasants, and that was super fun. I didn't shoot any. I had a couple opportunities, but I didn't shoot any. But it was so fun. I actually got to watch my daughter shoot her first pheasant, and that was fun. And Avery, come here. Avery, this is Avery. Avery did a super good job. Yeah, it was fun. But I'll tell you what, I used muscles that I have not used before. My upper legs and my lower back, they're hurting right now. I don't know how far we walked, but trudging through the snow with my heavy muck boots on did me no favors. But this was fun. I would totally do it again. So maybe next time I will shoot one. I don't need to shoot anything to have a good time. Good morning. Look at this. This is out of control. It's crazy. But it is what it is, because I'm not cutting it till we get this house finished. Man, have I been slacking in the video department. Me and Justin have just been so busy cranking that I just have not been videotaping, video filming, videoing, whatever you want to call it. I haven't been doing any of that for a few days. I even had Mrs. Z over here working, and I didn't film any of that. So I'm gonna flip this around and show you what we've been doing. All right, so first of all, my man Justin here has been staining all of my trim boards. These were 2x6 boards. We cut them down a little bit. I don't know, they're probably 5 inches or so now, just because we had to get perfectly straight edges on both sides. So that was a ton of work. He's been working on that for like 4 days straight. And meanwhile, I have been, I've got the stove and the microwave and the fridge moved over to this wall. Obviously the microwave's not gonna sit right on top of the oven like it is now, but I have been working on the skylight. In fact, I have that completely done except for the final texture, primer, and paint. So I'm gonna work on that as soon as I'm done filming this little jaunt here. But we went up to Menards and Lowe's today. I picked up some MDO, which is marine density plywood, and a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. So the marine plywood is going to be for my shower surround, which I'm going to epoxy both sides of that. It's completely seal it, but I wanted something wood so that I can put mount the shower door in place. Look at, I got all my beautiful wood there covered up right now so we don't splatter stuff on it. I got a little bit more of the pre-filling done on the ceiling in the joints, and I gotta remember that window's open. I don't wanna leave that open all night, but there's some pretty heavy fumes in here right now because I was putting some primer on. So in the big bathroom here, it's a little dark, but I have all the all the walls completely textured, ceilings textured, and now I just need to finish priming that. So we had to get some more primer. So here in the master bedroom closet, I finished doing all of the mudding in there. And so now I'm ready to texture all that. But let me show you this, because this is the small bathroom. Get some light in here a minute. I have the final texture on, and we actually primed it and painted it. So this is all done except for the trim work. But I don't know if you can tell, you're looking in here, it looks really nice. I went with just that same creamy white that I used on the pantry. But this texture turned out really cool. If you can get an idea, look at that. So that's what all my texturing looks like. And basically, I mean, I'll do some video of how I did that texturing, but basically I did it with my stomp brush, also known as the crow's foot brush. Look at in here, I have 2 of them. They're just soaking in water, but it's basically this stomp brush right there. And so I stomped the texture all on. I went through like, hang on, let me flip this around. I went through several methods of doing that to figure out what I liked best. The small bathroom I did entirely by troweling the mud on the wall and then stomping it with the texture brush, letting it dry up a little bit, and then knocking it down with a big piece of Lexan that I have. And it turned out super cool, but holy smokes, was that way too much work. So then I tried rolling it on the walls, but just a thinned down version of the mud. That was a lot of work too. So I ended up just splatting a big gloob of it on a piece of foam and sticking the stomper brush in it and then transferring it to the wall and stomping it all out. That is by far the fastest and easiest. So then I just let that dry up a little bit and then I knock it down with that piece of Lexan. And so that's how I'm gonna do everything. So the small bathroom was an experiment. It turned out super cool, but it was way too much work. So I did the big bathroom the new way. So I'm gonna work on the closet texture now. I'm gonna finish priming the big bathroom and I'm gonna texture the skylight. Get those things done. So here I go, I'm gonna crank. I just had to prove to you that Mrs. Z does work over here sometimes.